going on, guys? Welcome to Everything Always. My name's Michael Roman, aka Allfires, and I have to admit this really feels like the busiest the Marvel news cycle and or rumor mill have been in for quite some time. Now there's good reason for that. Of course, X-Men 97's finale is right here, and they're casting a ton for the Fantastic Four, some of which I'm sure you guys have heard about in the last 24 hours. We've got a video coming up at the channel about that. But this latest update, and coming from industry insider My Time to Shine Hello, absolutely takes the cake, as apparently it's now being reported that not only is the Nomad series with Steve Rogers, that's right, Chris Evans returning, a full go, but we're actually getting a glimpse at the plot and when the series is going to be set. We're going to break down all the newest detailed reveals for the upcoming Captain America Nomad series, rumored to be coming to Disney Plus, and what it all entails. But first, if you could grab the subscribe button. We do daily Marvel content at the channel, and that's all we do. Everything from official Easter egg breakdowns, trailers, and reviews, to the occasional industry insider report and everything in between. So if that sort of thing's for you, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below. That will automatically enter you to win our ongoing PS5 giveaway. The next one is right around the corner next week to coincide with the finale of X-Men 97. Again, all you gotta do, be a sub, leave a comment if you want, stick around to the end of the video, we get into all the giveaway stuff again there. Okay, so as I do with many videos, I remind you guys to take everything that doesn't come officially from Marvel with a grain of salt, but this is something we're hoping Marvel's officially going to confirm in this summer at D23 or San Diego Comic-Con. And we've been talking about a possible Nomad series at Disney Plus for quite some time, and every time we start to do another video on it, and there've been a ton lately, I always tell you guys, look, the more and more we keep talking about it, the more industry insiders keep bringing it up, the more likely it looks like it's going to happen. So that being said, with the Nomad series hanging in the balance as yet to be announced by Marvel Studios, industry insider and the anonymous Twitter scoopster My Time to Shine Hello has apparently reported late last night that the series is not only a full go, but is set to star Steve Rogers, and at least for part of the plot, see him returning the Infinity Stones in the wake of what happened at the end of Avengers Endgame. Now obviously, with the way Avengers Endgame ended, Old Man Cap sitting on the bench really neglecting to tell Sam or the rest of us a lot of what happened in that time, what he did with those Infinity Stones and what exactly happened when he entered the time machine at first has been the point of a lot of fascination in the Marvel fandom, even so much so that on top of the million theory videos that were done in the summer of 2019 and since then after the film, we have some amazing fan concept art that depicts those exact scenes. But there's two things that I want to point out here. The first of which is that usually when we refer to Nomad, or what we thought the Nomad series would focus on, would be Steve Rogers in that period of time between Civil War and Infinity War, when they were operating what the Russos sort of affectionately called as the Secret Avengers outside the bounds of the US, on the run from the US government while Steve Rogers was a war criminal. And the anticipation was that whatever happened in that period of time might recontextualize his character and add something new to the story and for going forward. But what I always argued was they were extremely limited with what they could explore in during that period of time, because they already know what the ending is. They have to leave him off in the place where we pick up with him at the beginning of Infinity War, and we sort of do get a little backstory and context between him and Natasha Romanoff, especially during the events of Avengers Endgame, to sort of maybe fill in the blanks just a little bit about what happened. It sort of limits how crazy you can get with that series, and to me would be very hard to add something new to that story because of where and when it was set. Seems like Marvel Studios might not want to invest a bunch of hype in Steve Rogers returning only to announce it's going to be a previously set project, maybe say like Black Widow, that's set somewhere in the Infinity Saga. Rather, if you're going to add something new and interesting to the story, this is a way better way to do it. Follow him right after Avengers Endgame when he's returning the stones, and let's pretend that for some reason he does get sidetracked with whatever's going on with Peggy and ends up fighting alongside the future Avengers and whatever else teams make it into Avengers Secret Wars. Then that would really contextualize that if after that, after Life with Peggy, after Secret Wars, he returns to that moment in time in Avengers Endgame, and when Sam Wilson says, "I'll do my best," and he says, "I know you will," there is a whole new context to that, because what we might now know is he's Old Man Cap, not because he spent time with Peggy, but because he also fought in Avengers Secret Wars and now is returning to bestow the shield on Sam that he will go and use in the future of the MCU alongside him. A little bit mind-blowing, but do you see where I'm going with this? A much cooler way to do this series, a much cooler way to explore that character, and there is no reason, because of the way that they've set up time jumping, how they've sort of contradicted themselves just a little bit in Avengers Endgame itself, but how we're seeing the flow of time sort of change as we're going through the Multiverse Saga and what's since happened with Loki and the Multiverse, it would hold just so much more weight for the character if we got to pick up with him right after Avengers Endgame and follow that Steve Rogers all the way through into Secret Wars than it would be to again have his series set in a predetermined amount of time with a predetermined ending that is the beginning of Infinity War and operating under the Nomad title with the Secret Avengers during the Infinity Saga. Now, I've been very open of all the rumors about Steve Rogers and Tony Stark and all these characters come back. I've been very open about how skeptical I've been, and I thought for sure, especially after Oppenheimer, there was no way Robert Downey Jr. was coming back. Kevin Feige really had me sold when he said there's no way we undo the end of Avengers Endgame. And so if it doesn't come to fruition, Steve Rogers doesn't come back as Nomad, we don't see any of the OG Avengers and Avengers Secret Wars, I do not think it will be a problem. I do not think we need them, basically, is what I'm saying. Let me put it this way, to have a great Avengers Endgame. Would it be nice? Absolutely. Would I love to see Chris Evans, Steve Rogers suited up as Cap alongside Hugh Jackman's Wolverine? Of course. But I don't think we absolutely need them. And so if this stuff comes to pass, I'm going to be extremely excited, and it is probably the #1 series or project I'm hoping they confirm and announce this summer, again at either San Diego Comic-Con or D23. But I would say, as I would say to the rest of you and for myself, we don't need this to happen to have an awesome Avengers Secret Wars. We just need them to sort of form an Avengers team that actually means something and give us some really strong point of view characters, which all of this can rally around. Like Steve Rogers and Tony Stark were for us in the Infinity Saga, we need them now for the Multiverse Saga. And if it's going to be Steve Rogers and Tony Stark returning, they certainly can't carry that mantle, pun totally intended. It's got to be other characters we've already met, Doctor Strange, Shang-Chi, Spider-Man, but they can still be a part of it. We just don't need them to have the whole story revolve around them the way it did in the Infinity Saga. And I think Marvel Studios is smart enough to make sure that doesn't happen. But you guys let me know all your thoughts down below, how you feel about any and all of this. Quickly, let's get into the giveaway stuff before I let you go. Alright, we are still giving away PlayStation 5s at the channel, and in fact, we are less than a week away from the next one to coincide with X-Men's finale next week. If you want to be entered to win or for any of the other future giveaways, all the same rules will always apply. Hit the subscribe button because you need to be a subscriber, then leave a comment down below. Because it's truly random, the more videos you comment on, the better chance you have of winning. All winners will be announced at the end of videos, the same way we're doing here. The best way to keep up with the content has always been to hit the notification bell with all notifications turned on. And as always, if you like today's video, I'd appreciate it if you'd hit the like button. My name's Michael Roman. You can find me in a couple of places, Instagram and Twitter at IamFires. You can also find me on Spotify, YouTube, Amazon, Apple, iTunes, wherever you listen to original music under the name All Fires. And while I'd sincerely appreciate you checking my music out, thanks for checking this channel out. Stick around. We'll be posting again real soon.